So, you did it. You graduated, you landed the job, and you are officially out in the real world. For the first time, you're earning real money. And I need you to listen up, because the financial habits you build right now, I mean literally in these first few years, can set the entire course for the rest of your life. No pressure, right?
You remember that feeling? That first real paycheck hits your account and boom, the world just feels different. That money's yours. You earned it. And that feeling of independence is just incredible. No more asking for money, no more part-time gigs. This is it. Pure financial freedom.
But what if I told you that exact feeling, that rush of freedom, is actually steering you straight into a series of mistakes? Mistakes that could cost you decades of financial security down the road. I mean, check out this quote from the Financial Express. It just nails it. Your 20s aren't just a party. It's a massive fork in the road. Every single dollar you spend is a choice. Are you building your future, or are you just borrowing from it? And believe me, the stakes are unbelievably high.
So, what's with this number? 25%. That is the percentage of all Americans who have zero, and I mean not a single penny saved for retirement. This isn't just a scary statistic, it's the real-world consequence of falling into the traps we're about to break down.
All right, let's dive in. First up is the sneakiest trap of them all, mainly because it feels so, well, natural. It's called lifestyle inflation, or sometimes you'll hear it called lifestyle creep, and it's designed to quietly sabotage your financial future the second you get a raise.
To put it really simply, it just means that as your income goes up, so does your spending. It's the reason why, even when you're making more money than ever before, you can still feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, never really getting ahead. Sound familiar?
And what's wild about this slide is how normal it all looks. I mean, of course, you're going to upgrade from roommates to your own place, right? Of course, you'd rather eat at a nice restaurant than survive on ramen again. But here's the catch. Every single one of these upgrades quietly takes a bite out of your new income until, poof, there's nothing left to save. So if lifestyle inflation is the fire, then this next trap is pure gasoline. We're talking about debt. Now look, not all debt is bad. A mortgage for a house can be a great way to build wealth. We're talking about the wrong kind of debt, that high-interest credit card consumer debt, and it is an absolute wealth killer. I love this quote from Investopedia because it paints debt as what it is, an active enemy. While you're working your butt off to earn money and build something, that credit card balance is literally working against you, 24/7, devouring your progress every single month.
So the big question is, how do you fight back? Well, you need a clear three-step attack plan. First, you gotta know your enemy. List out every single debt you have. Second, prioritize your targets. Go after the one with the highest interest rate first. That's the one doing the most damage. And third, create a timeline, a battle plan, to knock them out one by one.
Okay, let's flip the script. We've talked about what you owe, now let's talk about what you own. This brings us right to trap number 3. Buying things you think are assets, but are actually just financial dead weight.
The difference is actually pretty simple. A depreciating asset, like a brand new car, loses about 20% of its value in the first year alone. Think about that. It's like taking a fifth of your money and just setting it on fire the second you drive off the lot. But an appreciating asset, things like stocks, bonds, real estate, those have the potential to grow in value over time, actually making you wealthier while you sleep. But here's the real secret. The single greatest appreciating asset you will ever invest in is you. No, seriously, think about it. A $1,000 online course that helps you land a $5,000 raise, that's a 500% return on your investment in the very first year. You are not going to find that in the stock market. And that whole idea of investing in yourself leads us straight into our fourth trap, career stagnation. It is so easy to get that first job and just get comfortable. But your career is your number one wealth-building engine, and letting it stall out in your 20s is a massive, massive mistake. Just think about this for a second. If you accept the very first salary you're offered without even trying to negotiate, you're not just losing money on that first paycheck. You're losing money on every single future raise, every bonus, because they're all going to be based on that lower starting number. $5,000. According to research from Harvard, that's the average increase in starting salary for people who simply choose to negotiate their first offer. That's $5,000 you can earn with a single, maybe slightly uncomfortable conversation. So, how do you actually do it?
Well, it's not about being confrontational, it's about being prepared. You jump on sites like Glassdoor and PayScale to research what your role is really worth in your city. You prepare a list of your specific skills and the value you're going to bring to the company. You frame it around the value you provide, not just what you want. And hey, remember, the absolute worst they can say is no.
So we've covered lifestyle inflation, bad debt, worthless assets, and a stagnant career. But you know what? All of those are enabled by one single overarching trap. The one that when people look back, they regret the most. And that is simply wasting time.
I mean, this comment from a Reddit user in their mid-30s just says it all. You can search for hours on these forums, and this is the #1 regret you will find again and again and again. It's that sinking feeling of running out of time and having to play catch-up.
And it's not just random people online. Financial experts at Fidelity say this feeling is universal. Nobody who successfully saves for their future ever wishes they had started later. The biggest advantage you have in your 20s isn't how much you earn, it's how much time you have.
But why? Why is time so incredibly powerful? Well, it all comes down to a little concept that Einstein supposedly called the eighth wonder of the world: compound interest. It's the process where your investments don't just earn money, but then the money they earn starts earning money of its own. It's like a tiny snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, but with enough time, it grows exponentially, turning into a financial avalanche.
And this chart, this shows the power of time perfectly. Not just for growth, but for safety. Look at this. It shows that if you only invest your money for 1 year, you have a 37% chance of losing it. That's pretty risky, right? But now, look what happens when you stretch that out to 20 years. The probability of losing money plummets to almost zero. That's what time does. It smooths out all the bumps in the market and turns volatility into your best friend. All of these traps we talked about, the debt, the overspending, the stagnation, they all turn time into your enemy. They make it a source of pressure and regret. But what if you could completely flip the script? What's the secret to making time your absolute greatest ally?
Well, the answer is in truly understanding the magic of compound interest. To see exactly how this incredible force works and, more importantly, how you can put it to work for you starting today, go ahead and click the video on your screen right now to watch our next explainer on the power of compounding.